High school is like a giant petri dish of social experiments, where every clique is a distinct strain of bacteria, each with its own quirks, habits, and, let's be honest, a little bit of weirdness. You've got your jocks, who are basically just walking protein shakes, flexing their muscles and their social status like it's an Olympic sport. They strut around the hallways like they own the place, probably because they do, at least until the next pep rally. Their conversations revolve around game stats and how much they can bench press, which is impressive until you realize they can't bench press a book. They're the kings of the cafeteria, ruling over their domain with the power of 1,000 chicken nuggets. And let's not forget the cheerleaders, who are basically the jocks' cheer squad and also the queens of the social hierarchy. They have perfected the art of the high-pitched giggle and the dramatic hair flip, which, let's be honest, is probably a form of cardio in itself. Then there are the nerds, who are the unsung heroes of high school. You can find them huddled together in the library, discussing the latest Marvel movie or the intricacies of quantum physics. They're the ones who will eventually rule the world, but right now, they're just trying to survive the cafeteria's meatloaf day. Their idea of a wild Friday night is a Dungeons & Dragons marathon. And honestly, they're living their best lives. They've got their own lingo, which sounds like a mix between a foreign language and a secret code. You might catch a glimpse of them in the hall, wearing matching graphic tees and thick-rimmed glasses. And you can't help but admire their dedication to their craft. And speaking of dedication, let's talk about the Goths. They're like the dark, brooding poets of the high school ecosystem, draped in black and armed with eyeliner that could probably double as a weapon. They walk around with a sense of melancholy that's both intriguing and slightly intimidating. You can always spot them by their love for all things macabre and their uncanny ability to quote Edgar Allan Poe at the drop of a hat. They're the ones who will sit in the corner of the cafeteria, sipping their black coffee and contemplating the meaning of life, while the rest of us are just trying to figure out where to sit without looking like total losers. Then we have the hipsters, who are basically the trendsetters of the school, if only they could agree on what's actually trendy. They're always a step ahead, sporting thrift store finds and artisanal snacks that no one else has ever heard of. They'll sip their cold brew coffee while discussing the merits of vinyl records over digital music, and you can't help but think they're living in a different decade. They're the ones who will tell you that your favorite band is too mainstream, while they're blasting some obscure indie artist that no one else can pronounce. And let's not forget about the popular kids, who seem to float above the rest of us like a group of social angels. They're the ones with the perfect hair, the perfect clothes, and the perfect Instagram feeds. They're always in the spotlight, and somehow they manage to make it look effortless. You can spot them in the cafeteria, laughing a little too loudly at their inside jokes, while the rest of us sit back and wonder how they got so many followers. In the end, high school is a melting pot of personalities, and each clique brings its own flavor to the table. Whether you're a jock, a nerd, a goth, a hipster, or a popular kid, we all have one thing in common. We're just trying to navigate the chaos and figure out who we are in this wild social experiment. So here's to the cliques, the misfits, and everyone in between, because high school wouldn't be half as entertaining without all the glorious weirdness we bring to the table.